your question is, why is our generation so unhappy? At the core of this is the fact that all human happiness is related to purpose, and if we find true purpose, then we find true happiness. In our society, the way it's structured, people are geared towards fulfilling the purpose of religion, fulfilling the purpose of business, and fulfilling the purpose of society, so education, business, following the direction that government sets out for us. Now, when we can find our own true purpose, then we can find true happiness. But we've lost the path how to get there. Life provides each one of us with access to 24 life ingredients, and those life ingredients provide us with the method to find our true purpose. It all starts with observation. Observation leads to inspiration. Inspiration leads to confidence. Confidence leads to self-esteem. So if we don't know how to observe, then we'll never find inspiration. If we don't know that if we don't observe enough, then we'll never find enough inspiration. So if the secret is in observation, then what are we supposed to observe? Well, there's two things. One is that we observe things around us. That'll provide us with either a negative feeling or a positive feeling. If we use the negative feelings as the curbs on a roadway to guide us, not to go crashing into, and we use the positive feelings as the direction to follow. So we have positive feelings about things we see, and the more that we follow those positive thoughts, the more the universe will provide more like thoughts, more like observations for us to see. As we observe more positive, then our level of inspiration increases, and eventually it becomes an unstoppable level of inspiration. We'll take action on something once we're suitably inspired. So where a lot of people spend their time trying to get motivated, motivation is a byproduct of observation. So once we have learned how to observe, then we can find purpose. Once we've learned how to observe properly, so that we observe not just on a mild level and then go off chasing something with only a very mild inspiration, but that we observe enough that we become truly inspired, then we can just create any kind of success that we want in our life. So it's not a difficult concept, but it's just like any other muscle. When we're so used to following the way that society goes, the way that religion goes, the way that government goes, then we forget about where life is guiding us to. We ignore all the things that are right in front of us, all the things that we could be observing, but we've been trained not to. So start by observing what's around you, observe old things in new ways, and observe new things, and observe how you feel about them, and follow your feelings. After all, we know that successful people, they follow their gut instinct. What is gut instinct? Feelings. So when we learn how to follow that gut instinct, when we learn how to understand our feelings, then we come much farther in life, because now we understand that there's a system. We observe, we become inspired, the negative inspiration becomes a guide. So we say, okay, well, if we start to observe things about past relationships and we feel negative about that, well, then we can start to think about future relationships. What will our next relationships look like? What do we want from our next relationships? And then as we start to observe things like that, then the universe puts more of that in our path to observe. And we get into the vibration of what we want. The universe lines up to that vibration, and our life gets better and better and better. But if we decide to crash into the curbs and we keep observing things about the past that we didn't enjoy, then all that happens is we become more negative, and the more negative we become, the more negative things the universe puts in front of us to observe. It's not a complicated system, and it's all by choice. Even making the choice that we have no choice is a choice. So when we decide, okay, this doesn't make me feel good, and so we go towards better feeling thoughts, and we start to observe things that are more pleasing to us, then our life gets better and better and better. And it's all by choice, by making the choice, the conscious decision to pursue something more positive, rather than following something negative, then we create a more positive life and we create a better life. So we, by choice, by observations, we cause our own inspiration, and the inspiration brings the motivation, brings the confidence, brings the self-esteem to create any kind of success we want. To learn more about the spiritual powers that we have of mind, conscious, subconscious, thoughts, thinking, feelings, start with the self-test at mylifesoup.com, and that'll provide you with a 20-minute free life coaching session where you'll be able to tackle any problem that you're facing at the moment to get those first steps into a much better feeling world. Until then, I'm John Verway, and I look forward to meeting you soon.